It's so important to protect and build our dog or puppy's confidence, their social confidence. And man, can that be hard when we have social pressure to conform to what someone else believes is the right way to do a thing with our dog. So that's what we're talking about today. It's going to be good. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Kathy Kowalik, and I believe that our dogs connect us to the heart and soul of what really matters in life. So hang out, and we'll take a deep dive into the human-dog connection and explore strategies that will inspire you to create legendary, enlightened partnership with your dog. This is the Enlightened by Dogs podcast. Well, hello, Kathy Kowalik here, and I'm excited to kick off a 3-part series that is all about protecting your dog or puppy's social confidence so that they feel comfortable and safe, calm, and happy, and so they thrive for the rest of their life, long term. So this is a really important topic, and I think you're going to love it. So how are you? I hope you're doing well and enjoying life with your dog and finding time to be grateful, to have fun, to laugh, to snuggle, and all the things. I'm enjoying spending time with my puppy, Harry. He's just a hoot. Oh my gosh, he makes me laugh every single day. He is just hysterically funny. I mean, he's just full of himself and he does the funniest things. And, he's one of the reasons that I thought about this topic today because, our puppies and our young dogs, they're at such an impressionable stage in their life. And certain things can have such a significant and long-lasting impact on not only what happens like right now, but in how they experience what we think of as ordinary life events, like for the rest of their life. It could have a really big impact, and not necessarily in a good way, if you know what I mean. And so you hear me talk about this all the time. Like, our number one role as savvy dog moms is to build and protect trust and confidence, ours and our dogs. And we do that through implementing the safe, calm, and happy protocol, like doing all that we can to keep us and our dogs feeling safe and like living in the green zone, because that's where connection is possible. And that's where we can establish a habit of cooperation with our dogs. Now, sometimes that is easier said than done, right? Especially when we are experiencing any type of social pressure to conform to what someone else believes is the right way to do a thing with our dog. And that difficulty is ramped up about like 10 times, I don't know, maybe 100 times when that someone is a professional or someone that we perceive as an expert, like your dog trainer, your dog's groomer, your veterinarian, or a staff member of the vet clinic, dog trainer, etc. But it's hard even with our neighbors, our classmates, our friends, in a training class. Well, it can be even hard with strangers that we happen to meet when we're out and about with our dogs, right? I mean, let's face it, anyone that has ever had a dog, treated or trained or groomed a dog, walked a dog, rescued a dog, picked up dog poop, petted a dog, or read a book about a dog is likely to be a self-proclaimed dog expert that freely offers their usually unsolicited advice. You know what I mean? And hello, I am raising my own hand here. Trust me, I have done that. Oops. And the other thing is usually that person also gets offended if we don't take their advice like right there on the spot, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, now here's the thing. If you're not prepared to be your dog's staunch advocate, it's even possible that that person will take matters into their own hands and do the thing that they think you should be doing to your dog. Oh my God. Like, here's what can happen. Your dog jumps up on someone and then that person like smacks your dog in the head or mashes down hard on your dog's back toes with their boot to quote unquote train them not to do that anymore. Or you hand over your leash to the vet tech or to the dog trainer and they alpha roll your puppy to teach them the proper way to behave respectfully. Or your dog gets excited and barks at the dog working in the ring at class, and the instructor or maybe one of your classmates or even a friend comes over and grabs the leash and gives your dog a corrective pop to get them to be quiet and to show you what to do. Woo-wee! Okay, and then there's the less offensive but equally damaging nasty looks, judgmental clucks, snide remarks, or outright yelling at you about what you should be doing with your dog. You know what I mean? And like all these things are either consciously or subconsciously meant to like shame us into compliance. Oh boy. So this is where we get into the orange zone in a flood of embarrassment, shame, frustration, maybe even anger. And of course, that also means that that's when we disconnect from our dog. Sad face. All right, so what do? Well, as loving dog moms, it's our responsibility to be an advocate and the voice for our dog. And so in a big picture way, that means that we need to be responsible for carefully and intentionally creating only experiences that are affirming, confidence building, trust enhancing, and safe, calm, and happy from the time our pup or dog comes home until, well, forever, but at least until they are solid and confident adults. That means about 3 years old. At that age, once they get to about 3 years old or so, with that type of life experience that we provide, that we create, our dog will be resilient and can more easily bounce back from an unexpected and unpleasant experience. Like all these one-off experiences. So even if, something like quote unquote, someone steps in and does something bad to our dog that we didn't want or whatever, it doesn't have the same effect that it has on our puppies and young dogs, because they're solid, confident, resilient, and they can bounce back. Okay. And so we need to be exceptionally mindful with our puppies and dogs until they are solid and confident and mature, adults. Okay. And so first things first, let's just agree to never hand our leash over to another person, even I'm air quoting here, professional, unless we are very, very certain of their intention. I mean, like 95% sure. One bad experience at an impressionable time in our dog's life can be devastating. So just don't take a chance. Now, that might mean that we need to, change groomers. That might mean that we need to change vets or veterinary clinics. And by the way, you can search for fear-free veterinary clinics in your area. And I highly recommend that you seriously consider switching to one if you could find one. Highly recommend it. And if there are none, then that might mean finding a vet that's understanding, kind, and willing to use love, treats, patience, and compassion always in examining and treating your dog. And that might mean that when your dog has had enough, that you pause, you take a break, or maybe you stop and you come back another time to finish up. Okay. So our dogs, long-term life and how they feel about, like, say, going to the vet is more important than the short term, let's get this done in a hurry, even if my dog is, freaking out. You know what I mean? And so we want to work with professionals, whether they're, groomers or veterinarians or vet techs or trainers, whatever. We want to work with professionals that are kind and understanding and patient and are on the same page as us, right? And so it's well worth looking to replace those people that we depend upon with others that are more aligned with our values. You know what I'm saying? And being an advocate for our dog means also being able to foresee situations that might put our puppy or our dog, especially our young dog, in harm's way. And oftentimes, that's when we least expect something harmful to happen. So it might mean that you decide not to go to that training class with your sensitive or young dog because it's just too hard. It might mean not taking your puppy or young dog to a class where there are dogs off leash, and take a chance that one of those off-leash dogs is going to come and jump on your young dog or your puppy and give them that debilitating experience, right? And so that might mean you decide to go to private lessons instead of like a group type of environment or class. That might mean you just work with your young dog at home by yourself, right? Or only with friends or in situations where there are dogs that you know well and people that you trust completely. Okay. It might mean not taking our young dog to places where there might be unknown off-leash dogs with unknowing or uncaring dog owners. I mean, like, how many times have I heard these just heartbreaking stories of, people taking their dogs for walks and hikes and outdoor adventures, and someone's off-leash dog comes and attacks them, or, you know what I mean? And if we have a young, impressionable dog, it's going to be years of remedial work to help mitigate that damage, that damaging experience. You know what I mean? So, we have to make different choices, right? And stick to arranged social outings with known dogs and known experienced dog owners who know what to do and how to be and all the things, right? And so it's a little bit more orchestrated, a little bit more organized until our dogs are adult and solid and confident and resilient. Okay. And this is how we help our dogs to get that way, is to provide all of these safe, calm, and happy experiences as our dog's advocate. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what about those well-meaning friends, family, strangers, and professionals that give you those unwanted opinions? Like, what do you do, right? Like, you're like thinking, okay, I am not going to do what you're suggesting no matter what, but it's socially awkward, right? And so we have to have a plan. You need to know what to do. And so my recommendation is that you simply smile, nod, say, thank you. We have a plan and I'm working on this with my dog. That's it. Thank you. We have a plan and I'm working on this. And then just move on. Just move on, move away, change the subject, go on with whatever, right? Or what about the times when your puppy or your young dog is behaving in ways that are not ideal? So, you can apologize briefly if warranted. Sometimes an apology is warranted. There's no doubt, our young dog jumps on someone or, knocks him down or, is, doing something that is otherwise annoying, right? So apologize briefly when warranted, but mainly the idea is to stay connected with your dog and move on, right? Fully supporting your dog in whatever they need, because clearly that situation was too difficult for you and your dog. That's why your dog was behaving that way. Remember that behavior is communication, right? And so the situation was too difficult. You learn from it, right? So you stay connected with your dog, you move away, you move on, you learn from the experience, and then you do better next time. Make sense? All right. So what about the times when your dog needs your attention to support them in maybe a more challenging circumstance, but you feel pressure to be social? For example, if you're passing neighbors or people on a trail, you know what I mean? We often feel obligated to speak with them, even if we know that our dog needs a lot of support because they'll get over aroused, like overexcited, maybe jump, bark, pull, whatever, you know what I mean? If we get distracted from our dogs. And so in those circumstances where we feel the need to be social, like it's like the right thing to do, you know what I mean? And it's a thing, right? I mean, I get it. In those circumstances, what you want to do is just stay mentally and emotionally, maybe physically connected with your dog, like move closer, maybe even put your hand on your dog if you need to. And, if it's appropriate, just smile and nod at the people as you keep moving on with your dog happily and calmly. And do that even if the other people try to talk to you or even if they try to engage with your dog. That makes sense? And so same thing with what about the people that want to say hi to your dog, right? But that will over arouse or worry your dog. Well, you could either just pretend that you didn't hear them or just keep going. Like just stay engaged with your dog, look at your dog, talk to your dog like you're in a private conversation with your dog and just keep going. That's a perfectly valid thing to do. I've done that. Or you could just smile and simply say, oh, no, thank you. Like if they try to, can I say hi to your dog? Just smile. No, thank you. Or maybe, oh, hello, have a good day. And then just keep going, right? You're just role modeling that I'm not stopping. I acknowledge you. I'm social. I appreciate your friendliness and I'm friendly back, but I'm busy right now. I'm doing something with my dog, right? And so and we just do that in a pleasant, joyful way because that also teaches our dogs that passing people, engaging, like maybe saying hi to someone, doesn't mean that it's a quote unquote social event that our dog should either get excited about or worry about. It just means that we can actually say hi and keep going and stay connected. And it becomes like a non-event to our dog. And so that our dog trusts us to keep them safe, calm, and happy, right? In those times when that's the appropriate thing to do. All right. So I could keep going, you know what I mean? I could keep going with more places and examples and opportunities for us to be an advocate. And I probably will, talk more about this in the future. But I think you get the idea, right? I think you do. I hope you do. And I did a podcast about a while back. It's called The 3 Socialization Mistakes to Avoid. It's episode number 72. And so it's a similar but different topic. I definitely suggest that you check that out. Episode number 72. And I'm sure I'll be talking about this again because it's an important and often overlooked topic. All right. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this and found this really helpful and supportive. And, sometimes we just need permission to be an advocate and to stand up, when what are like social norms are not appropriate for us and our dog. It's okay to do that. You have my permission. As a matter of fact, go ahead and use me as your reference. If you want to say, thank you very much, but Kathy Kowalik told me that this is what I should do with my dog. And hey, you can use my name in that way. I would be totally okay with that. All right. So that's it for today. I will see you again next week. And in the meantime, just imagine what life will be like when you and your dog can finally understand one another on a deep, deep level. That's it, my friend. See you next week. Bye-bye for now. Thanks so much for listening. And hey, if you would like to work with me so that I can help you discover the missing pieces you need so that you and your dog can finally be happy and enjoy life together, then head on over to dancingheartsdogacademy.com and request your invitation to join us in the Brilliant Partners Academy when the doors open for the next enrollment. See you next time, and remember, a brilliant partnership with your dog makes your whole life brilliant.